see if I can get this. Hopefully it won't double skull. Well, rip me.
Oh! Oh well.
Robbie, I wonder what Robbie's gonna blitz.
Another false.
God damn.
Well,
I think we found our clip to the bench. Right, and Pete's with the ball in scoring.
yeah, but if this ends up doing some big damage.
Oh my god.
Fuck off! Holy shit! Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
That's so awful. What a nice piece. Wow.
R.I.P.
Oh man.
We totally cursed this. Hey everybody, welcome to the Lion and Bear Report. I'm Space Lion,
And I'm Kodiak.
and we're here for your Week 10 recap, bright and early.
Yeah.
I think this will be the first recap, including the precap, that we're doing while nobody is gonna be playing a game during it.
Yep. All we need to do is get started 2 days before anyone has the power to play a game.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
So yeah, welcome Tim, welcome Hiroto. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, we had some things open up on our calendars for tonight, and figured we get this going. You know, pretty much everybody played their matches. I think there was only a couple matches over the weekend. Maybe just 2 of them by that point. So we saw the writing in the sky and decided to line this up. So yeah, welcome Snow, welcome Blue. This should be a good time. Week 10, we're getting into the thick of it. The quarantine cap. That's it. You got it. Wish I'd thought of that. So we're actually playing so early. You haven't even played any of your matches, have you, Kodiak?
No. My main Rebel match is in 2.5 hours. It's against the division leader Skaven team, where I'm like 500 SPP over them, but I still expect to get plus. Like I expect to lose terribly. Like, he's just a better coach than I am. He's one of the div recappers. I've watched his streams. He like really knows his stuff. And he was very down on his chances in the recap itself. But that's, I think, just looking at my team and being like, well, one, him being like humble, and 2, I think will get my team to be like, oh, this is so scary. And it's like, well, no, it's not going to do anything to you. It'll be fine.
Yeah, haven't you been recapping me? Don't you know how this works?
Yeah. And yeah, my clan match, do not even have that scheduled yet. The guy has not responded to me. But the third of our my clan's won 2 matches so far of the 2 third's being played right now. So hopefully during this, I get to see a report that says it doesn't matter how well my match goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim, I gotta expect the beast to do some work. He's got an AG5 Storm Vermin that I'm hoping to put it on, just because it's such a dumb beast. Just to see that thing like stuck there and not be able to get away would be really funny to me. Yeah, that should be fun.
Yeah, that is weird. And wow, congrats, Hiroto. Stunty Cup tabletop. That sounds like a blast. yeah. Hopefully you brought back the trophy and nothing else from your trip.
I guess the last clan thing I'll say is like the guy who's actually playing right now. That's Random Max.
Oh, huh. You're
I don't know if that had come up before.
wow.
that
Wait,
one of
you're
my
in clan with.
clanmates-
Whoa.
Yeah.
We got to get some disclosure waivers going here.
I don't think it's really done much for him. He's not on the playoff probability sheet that we're going to see at the end of this. So,
Oh yes, yes.
and also we'll see what has happened to his team this week.
Ooh man, yes we will. Well, for me, I did a bit more Imperium. The big Imperium tournament that I was part of, the Assassin's Greed one, where you had 2 assassins, pre-built assassins. You're trying to get things stabbed and get points for that. Came in 3rd place on that, 3rd out of 8, and was 1 point away from runner-up, but not anywhere close to the eventual winner, who was just stabbing his way to like 200 points, I think. And so yeah, that was fun. And then I'm going to be taking part of got an Imperium 1-day tournament happening this coming weekend, and I figure, even though it's on like ridiculous UTC time, I figure I mean, what else? I'm not getting out of the house, so what else am I gonna do? Might as well do this one. And this one has the theme of the Corn Classic. Corn is in the Blood Bowl 1 team. And every single piece that you bring in has to have Frenzy or be given Frenzy, and so you get points for surfing your opponents as well as winning. It's a knockout tournament.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's
That's
gonna
fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I figure, why not play a surfing team where it doesn't matter if I lose?
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, at this point, mimicking what's happening with my current team. But yes, hopefully everyone is feeling as healthy as they can be, and staying, safe and all that.
Yeah.
And we're here to hang out and go over these results, of which there are a handful of doozies.
Yeah.
And let's start off with the first one.
So one of the relatively less doozy-ish of the. I guess big numbers, right?
Yes.
Off the top there.
Yeah, exactly. I think depends who you ask, because I think Quicks was, hurting after this one. And I didn't get a chance to watch a whole lot. I popped in on the stream a little bit, and I think it was like 2-1 in the second half, but the Chaos Dwarves had the ball, and all of a sudden this result comes in. You see the armor breaks and KOs and Kaz and all the expulsions, and you can kind of paint a picture, but the 4 touchdowns is wild. And I guess 2 of them on Zoom, so maybe there's 2 1-turns as well as like a couple other. The Wizard Stadium being a part of this conversation, I'm sure had some effect.
Yeah, and that's something that the High Elves, I would imagine, had a much easier time turning into a touchdown than the Chaos Dwarves.
Yep. True Blue says he doesn't need a 1-turn to score 4 touchdowns. Yeah. So I imagine Zoom was just running back and forth in the field and taunting the Chaos Dwarves. Yeah. So yeah, we're now starting a petition to just fire Zoom and have a regular High Elf team. But this was a match to win, and Chef taking the movement bust probably hurts a little bit. Catchers are really nice pieces, and that was one that was getting close to. Looks like they got a touchdown on them before taking the bust, and so it was that much closer to getting tackle or something cool there, dodge maybe.
I think tackle or strip ball. That's that's your lead guy.
Yep. I guess, do you fire that piece? Maybe not.
I don't know. Like, yeah, I mean, you can give him strip ball, and he is still very good.
7 movements. No joke.
Like 7 movement is still, it's like my fastest piece is 7 movement. Like,
yeah.
That's you can survive with that.
Yeah. Yeah, Blue's saying in chat he can do his job by being move busted. So sounds like he won't be in for next match, but on for the rest. Yeah, no bounties claimed in this match, despite all the armor breaks. And yeah, I mean the Ace Truck & Co. getting, I was gonna say, not really good development out of this too much. Really probably wanted to get more SPP on these blockers.
Yeah,
build them up.
There's 4 blockers that need more levels.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 3 blockers that need more levels, and that new bull still needs more. Hefe still needs more.
They have all their pieces separated.
In order.
Yeah. It's like, what is happening? Oh, cool. Okay. Pitch invasion. Yeah. I gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I saw some chat about like True Blue Stadium being the MVP in this one, but I didn't know. I assumed that meant the Wizard, but maybe it was also the fans invading the pitch. Yeah. That'll do it. So yeah, again, we'll see in the leaderboards, but this does wonders for the high elves in keeping them near the top. And for Ace Truck & Co., like we said, would have been nice to get a bit more SPP. Oh wow, that's really good, Snow. That's really, really good. So,
yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, let's move on to our second match.
Skabanov.
Yeah. Oh, it won Clippy.
Oh, that's nice.
I saw there was only one clip, so I forgot to look at it. I was just like, oh, all right. Clippy's kind of weird to me. I think there's too many rules for me to like figure out what I'm supposed to do and when. But,
yeah, I have not.
But that's me being lazy.
But yeah, speaking of one-turners,
Hey-o.
Yeah, one on either side. And to me, that was really sort of actually like the story of this match was each team's attempts to like deal with the other ones, like having a one-turner. So for example, like Tim Nielsen won the coin toss, chose to kick, which I interpret as giving himself as much time as possible to try to hit stand Declassimo 2 as possible before turn 16. But of course, opening drive is not on the field yet since there's one extra Scurry Squad piece.
Yep.
And obviously that's the one you leave off. So the best he can do is turn 2, he gives Sniffer No Sniffing, the kicker, casualty. So at least if he ends up having to try to one-turn himself, it's a little bit easier.
Nice.
But ends up not being necessary. Screw Squad, they've had 2 pieces leave the field. They got a stun line rat. They got a prone line rat trapped like in a crowd, and they can only make like a really thin cage, and they just go ahead and score turn 4.
Okay.
And I would think part of the deal there, no need to worry about the one turner if you give them 5, right? You have a chance to actually put up a defense.
Yeah.
So yes, Tim is put in the position of trying to protect the ball into turn 8, and he's able to do so thanks to the Goblins, just the attrition game continue to tick along through the second quarter. His actual score requires a couple hits, but where a push was good enough, and there's 1/2+ dodge. But it's not too stressful, and it works out fine, so the half ends 1-1. Second half, free bribes for the kickoff event. It means both teams are going to do a fair bit of fouling for a bit, but it doesn't really change the arc of things too much. The attrition continues going Goblin.deck's way. After all, they have more players, and they can foul. They have like line rats to foul with, whereas Scurry Squad's kind of starting to run out of those. So yeah, there's 11-8, and yeah, it's only improving from there. And so yeah, this is the second of the Goblins drives that's spent with Tim really hunting the one-turner. He does finally bring him down turn 12, armor break, but it's a KO. And it's the non-piling on killer that took that hit, so he just has to live with the KO.
Yep.
He's able to hang on to the ball through a couple of cage dive attempts. The second, which on turn 15 by Zipzop, actually does get the ball loose. But it magnet hands right to Tim's one-turner. So no, just talked about. He then ends up handing it off to Grumgully, who scores on turn 16. Which means, yeah, with that KO, Tim was having to hope that Console's one-turner doesn't come back.
Yeah.
But all 3 of the Scurry Squad KOs wake up. And so turn 16, really the big excitement there is that Zipsoft takes a rock to the head from the crowd and dies. But there's 3 KOs in the match. Sorry, 3 Appos in the match. This is the only one that actually gets used, and it gets an energy. So
okay.
You'd rather have him in the game, but
Yeah.
It's a lot better than just dead.
Oh my god.
And yeah, it's standard to class mode 2, 1 turns, no problem. No built-in reroll needed, no team reroll needed, and it's 2-2.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, Tim Nielsen said he might have lived with the KO. Honestly, I might have piled on a KO and then fouled.
Oh yeah,
But,
yeah.
Like,
Because if it was, you just leave them in. If it was, turned it to stun, fouling would have been.
I would get the idea of like, well, you leave it at 50-50 and maybe you're already done. Don't like give him the chance to come back, but it's at least a place where I would have considered piling on, and it just didn't happen to be an option.
Yeah.
And that's true. He was probably not in a good spot to foul. Because I think
it's a
he was sort of like
one-turner.
moving backwards towards it. He just didn't have a lot of free pieces.
Yeah.
But
I mean, my argument would be it's a one-turner. You make it a good spot to foul. But that's because I'm not in the playoff hunt anymore.
yeah.
So you can see where my priorities are. Yeah, I think for these Storm Vermin strengths, it's that each of them would like that next skill, though I guess War Chief's way far away from it. But Pile Driver, you really probably want that to get tackle. That's why you're doing War Chief blitzes on Storm Vermin, or Gutter Runners, because you have that tackle. But yeah. War Chief is working on it. Got 3 casualties in this game. Jeez.
Yeah, with that AG bus, trying to like juice him by scoring doesn't sound good. So.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, sounds. I mean, I think we kind of called this one, given that it was a battle of one-turners.
Yeah.
Tim had the edge just because of like how he's been playing pretty aggressive, but if and it seems like if he could have gotten a break on San DeClassimo, that could have been
yeah. It was he got there. If it had been a little bit higher on the injury roll, or if the KO doesn't work, then maybe it's a different game.
Though I guess a badly hurt may have been worse. If you're saying there's 2 Appos,
that's true. With 2 Appos, actually, and that's the point with the KO, right? He's a badly hurt. Maybe he power Appos that.
Yeah.
Just get it with 2 of them, so it comes back. So it's actually a guaranteed return.
Yeah.
So that's a good point in terms of stick with the KO.
Yeah, and obviously it wasn't coaching in this match, so obviously all backseat driver of me, but I mean sometimes that's all you get, and a KO is pretty nice. So it's funny no other Appos were used in this match, because this seemed like one that could still, Storm Waffle can still hurt Gutter Runners pretty good.
It was just one of those things where it just wasn't happening.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look like. No Kaz sustained by Godless on deck, so that's gotta feel good. But yeah, the tie does hurt Tim a little bit in the standings, which we'll look at. And we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I would think if you take an extra Appa, Tim, I don't know, that would be, you want to power Appa something, though, the kicker going out turn 1 is probably not where you use that. So yeah, I would have expected Mr. Slothful whatever that happened, but yeah, is what it is. So
yeah, Mr. Slothful was pretty. It was like par way into the second half. It was like turn 11 or 12.
Yeah. But yeah, as it stands, a 2-2 tie.
Yep.
Move on to our next match, which I think you also got a chance to look at. This is Talk Show Terror winning 1-0 over Dead and scoring it.
Yeah. So this was a nice win for Legion. One where if he wants to stay in the hunt, he really needed this to happen, and he got it done. Yeah, so this one, Practical Snow won the toss. He chose to receive. Opening event's a riot. So, both teams lose a turn, which tightens the first half a bit. I'm not actually sure it was really determinative of the result or which way it would have gone if there'd been another turn. Like, might have actually gone Necro's way.
Interesting.
Which you don't always expect.
Yeah.
But I think it still would have been a scoreless first half, which is, in fact, what happened. But yeah, so opening it up, there's lots of hitting back and forth, or both teams are trying to gain the player advantage, bash the other one. Oswald the hero dies on turn 3, but regen brings him back. Bonestalker gets his badly hurt from a foul on the same turn, doesn't have regen. Turn 5, Death Dyers is hit by the undead, and he takes his Kaz. But then Baldric Splinter self-removes with a non-productive foul, and the ref refusing the bribe. So that's where that goes. Which, that refused bribe is actually really key, because it's not just like, oh, this player's off the field, because the foul was attempted while the ball-carrying ghoul was basing a zombie.
Oh, yeah.
Of the other team. And he was going to dodge away, I have to think, afterwards. But it's like, well, we'll do the foul and then we'll do the dodge. I don't know. I would have done it in that order.
Yeah.
But he did. And with the bribe failing, obviously he's just left there.
Yeah.
The Markham zombie doesn't actually knock him down when it takes its free hit, but Scary King sure does when he sweeps in on the blitz. And the ball bounces still along the sidelines. The wolf sweeps in to try to pick it up, and it can't, but doesn't scatter out, scatters in. And it's in 3 tackle zones.
Oh, wow.
But one of the tackle zones is blitz free, so it's just 2, and the AG plus AG undead ghoul heads in, gets his 4 on the 4+ pickup, dodges out, but he's out of movement. So he's got it, but he's right there. A zombie blitz actually then goes after him to push him up into a pack of Necro players. And they just take turns hitting him until finally the wolf on his second frenzy hit finally brings it down.
Yeah.
But again, Necro tries to pick it up, can't get it. Instead, an undead ghoul scoops it up, hands it to Vaitha, but he can't get to the end zone. So next turn, for the 3rd time in 3 turns, Necro brings down the undead ball carrier.
Oh man!
At this point, it's turn 8, and undead have 5 pieces on the field to Necro team's 10, and they have no way to get to the ball and score. So that's it for them.
Wow.
But Necro doesn't have a scoring threat either. So it's just a turn of hits, no removals. So if there had been an extra turn there, you might have seen some sort of play.
Oh, yeah.
Make an attempt at it. It would have tried taking some dice. And
sure.
I don't actually 100% sure that it would have, I think it would involve like a ton of GFIs from Wolves or something like that. And I don't know if you know, I'm not 100% sure it was possible.
Yeah.
I didn't count it out. But yeah, Necro, and then Necro tries to pick up the ball for the Vandy pass, and that fails anyways. So what's going to happen?
Yeah.
So second half, Vaitha is out for the undead, sleeping through his KO wake-up roll. But what they have in their bench and what does come back, that gets them to 9 players for undead. Necro at this point is only down Death Dyers, and they actually still have 1 bench to spare. Taksho Terror gets a real nice start to things. He gets a free reroll, immediately remove Baldric the Furry Master with a badly hurt. But that's actually the last casualty for the undead take. At that point, Necro's the one who's going to start bleeding pieces. They have no problem moving up the field, but Jimmy Fallon goes out turn 11, and Bronny Carson goes out turn 12. Though to keep things from getting too close, Forseti Spaghetti heroically fails his GFI and then knocks himself out. So that's a
classic, yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, this means Taksho Terror is down enough people that their cage is a bit weak, and in particular, the cage has been separated from all but one of the zombies. So there's like good pieces being exposed, and this is like the story of Scary King's death, where he's standing 1 in from the end zone, like next to the end zone as one of the cage corners. He gets blitzed in order to put pressure on the cage. He gets moved into the end zone and knocked out. The ball carrier is marked. In order to free the ball carrier, he stands up to offer guard, like heroically.
Yeah.
But this means he's on the sidelines after the ball carrier blitzes himself free and runs away. He takes the blitz, surfed, and that's his death.
Whoa! Wow.
So and no regen. So yeah, it was he was stood up in a what I know Legion would have known was a precarious position, but it got the ball free and it got him ultimately in the end. It got him the win. That he was able to do. It meant he didn't have to dodge away.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't have been terrible, but it was sort of safer to just need to get a push.
Yeah. And he didn't want to score that turn.
It was a little bit too early. I think he was trying to stretch.
Wow. Oh, the beer stand is what killed him. Is what Snow says.
Oh, I didn't even see that. That's wild.
God.
But yeah, so he moves him back to try to secure him. But there's actually to secure the ball. But Practical so sees a path in, path into the ball, which is Bone Collector. It has to do 4 dodges. One of those into a 3+ tackle zone, and then 2 GFIs. But he gets a 1 die. And it's a push, re-rolled into a push. But the push is a push to push the ball carrier into the end zone. So that's a score, and it means that he ends up getting 2 turns to try to respond.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and that's a lot better than the 1 turn. It's hard, but it's a lot better than the 1 turn.
Yeah.
But it's not going to work out if you're white in an effort to blitz off the line to knock something down and then keep moving forward. Double skulls. And there's nothing that's been moved up to be a scoring threat at this point.
Oh no!
And so that's just that. It's just it take a turn of hits. That's that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an important win for him to get to have a shot at the Challenger Cup, but Scary King's a big piece to lose.
Yeah. I mean, Goff Peterson's in a good spot, but that means you only have 1 guard piece right now.
You only got 1 guard piece, and it was just a very useful piece for him.
Yeah,
did a lot of things.
Totally.
Well, and look, and notice it got a casualty before. It was 3 SBP away from leveling, which you would give it stand firm.
Yeah.
If you got that, which would have kept him alive.
Yeah.
So he was inches away from that not being a problem.
Gosh. Yeah. Oy. That's really rough, especially with the beer stand twist.
Yeah, killed by you get your crowd rowdy and they're like, all right.
Yeah, for Seti.
Yes. For Seti getting the MVP for that. He did also get a cast on some random cast.
Yeah, 7 SVP. I think this is his 2nd match. Yeah, as the Living Dead.
And I appreciate that he has block. It's very appropriate.
Yeah. If he rolls Agi up, you have to take it. Yeah, that's fun to see. Going far in his next life. And otherwise not too much on the wait, did the mummy, how did the mummy get 3 SVP in this match?
Probably screw up on my brain.
Okay.
I'll check.
Oh my gosh, is the mummy doing
there's no way that's right. That must be
a vanity pass to get to 35 SPP instead of.
Now I'm sure I just made a mistake. Let me check that real quick.
Okay. Yeah. Otherwise,
he got 4 SPP.
Oh, okay. Hey, bonus. That's pretty good. Yeah. So we'll take a look at Talk Show Terror on the leaderboards, but like you said, that's definitely a necessary win for them. So very good. Next up, we've got Hiroto's game, which he said he didn't want us to talk about. Which, yeah, I can see why.
Seems like a lot of bad things happen in this.
Yeah, I mean, I think when we looked at it, when we looked at the sheet last week, we were like, oh, just goblins getting hurt. And then it seems like the injuries stretched this week into positionals, as well as star players. But the star players you want to die anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Skitter's fine. He has that special apo.
Yes. Cullen's here and wants to talk about. Yeah.
But yeah, 18 armor breaks is a ton, and it's just there's just nothing you can do.
9 Cas out of the 18 though. That is big. That feels heavy.
Yeah.
And then
even with
8
goblins,
KOs
it's a
on
lot.
top of that. Though I guess, I mean, you can't put it past these underworld goblins to like Cas themselves when they fail a dodge. So
Bad dodges, that sort of thing.
yeah. So it can't all be from the chaos, I would say,
But like this is a team that's like built to kill goblins. It's like the block Mighty Blow on strength 4 means you're gonna get with like enough guard and other pieces around. It means you're gonna get a ton of 3 dice.
Yeah.
On them, where block or stumble, or defender down is good enough, and then you're hitting with Mighty Blow on 87 with stunting. Right? This is the nightmare for them, as unless they can just constantly be dodged away, and if that doesn't work.
Yeah.
But nice level on Skeletal.
Yes, yeah.
It's a good piece.
That is a really good piece. Yeah, it's got everything you want in a Skeletrol, except for, I guess, you wouldn't hate Strength Up.
Yeah, at this point you would have taken it, given that you have so many good things.
Yeah.
And given that you don't need well, yeah, you would take the Strength Up over like dodge, given you already have block.
Yeah. But Stand Firm's pretty good.
It's
yeah.
Let's go.
Nobody wants to deal with that thing anymore.
It pairs with everything before it, so it's nice.
Yeah. There's nothing that is going to come after that anymore. And okay, yeah, Cullen's saying still not sure. I was going to ask this, what Saladin gets next. Because they already have a ball carrier, they have Blister. This guy's just a utility piece.
He's like a utility marking piece. I'd give him. I'd consider Stand Firm, which is just make him like a baby warrior. Like Roadblocks, it's all 4 warriors are built as killers.
Yeah.
Stand Firm makes sense.
Yeah, it's like a white basically. We were just looking at whites, right? And talking about how Stand Firm's good for them.
You could also consider Tackle.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Just like a little extra tackle. It'd be a good tackle mark piece. Something you could pair with with one of the warriors. To hold him in place.
Yeah, either one. I would flip a coin almost. It kind of depends. I mean, since we're getting to the tail end of the season, it makes it a little harder to decide. Early on, I would have said Tackle, no problem.
In this division, but at this point, you're looking long term.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one thing of Stand Firm is it means you have 2 Stand Firm pieces, and that's a nice number of Stand Firm pieces for preventing 1-turn touchdowns against everything but the natural 1-turner. Because it means you can pair them on either side and put a guy in the middle. And you've got guard on either side of him, and those 2 pieces can't move, so you have to like process the blitz around, hit the middle piece out, or have grab or something. Yeah, like it makes 3's even better, obviously. Like it just shuts it down. But 2 is much better than 1 as far as that goes.
Yeah, and then overall on Tackle they only have the 2, so I could see the argument for that as well. So
absolutely.
But yeah, looks like just another match where Underworld just gets half their team deleted before the game even gets going, probably.
The last thing I'll say on Stand Firm is it pairs better with Dodge than Tackle does. Tackle and Dodge are nothing.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, it makes that Beastman like definitely a piece you don't really want to mess with. I mean, you just don't really. It's not as advantageous.
Yeah, at this point, Hirota, you're just kind of like keeping your head down. What's next season going to be?
Right. Clark barely makes it past the kickoffs. Jesus. Yeah, inducements. What are they good for? Doesn't look like the Wizard did much either. Yeah. Wow. No real other SPP either for other than those two casualties by Skeletrol. Yeah, pretty quiet match. Oh right, Rock KO. Cool. All right. Well, yeah, good match from Cullen. Does this keep them in the conversation for playoffs, or did they stumble? Their stumble last week keep them from that? Are they? I mean, is
Wrath of Nuffle is like in theory in it.
Okay. All right.
They are on our chart.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So we'll take a look at that. Yeah, for challengers.
For Challenger Cup, yeah.
Not playoffs. Okay. Cool. Next up, Ah, yes. The battle of the 1 and the 4 seeds, I believe. Yeah. This match was wild. I took a look at this because I wanted to know what was happening. Broken Bow Battalion taking the win over Romanian Rebels. Taking a lot of damage in doing so, though. 2 lineman deaths. Nothing to worry about there. They've got probably enough money to do something with that. Yeah, it definitely looked like that, Super Base. That was, you're spoiling the big reveal.
Yeah, 'cause I believe you watched this and are gonna.
I did, yeah. I'll walk through it a little bit. But yeah, as I'm watching the first half and the Dark Elves get it, and as I see them just like remove these Pro Elves, or have the Pro Elves remove themselves, my big question is, how in the world are they gonna not score on this drive? Because by the end, there's only 3 Elves left. Super Base gives it away a little bit, but let's talk about how we get here. As I pull up my notes here. So one thing to note, the starting weather is sweltering heat. Doesn't play a big part in it, but every kickoff there is at least 1 Dark Elf suffering from it. No Pro Elves were taken by the heat because most of the time there weren't enough on the pitch. Okay, Orpher saying is delusional with a fever. That is a tough time to play Blood Bowl. But yeah, just from the start, the Dark Elves on their turn 1 get 3 removals on between the LOS and the Blitz. They get a KO, a Kaz, and a death. Eye Infection doesn't even make it through the first turn, and so already Dark Elves up 3 pieces. They keep the ball back deep with the runner. Kind of playing it like an elf team. Like an elf team does, with the runner in the far back and the rest of the team kind of scrumming it up. Wannabe on turn 1 comes in, and piles on. I've never seen the Pro Elf pile on animation. It is very graceful to use a word to describe it. It basically does a spin move and ballets on top of them. I think it gets a stun out of it, but it was in front of all of the Dark Elves, and you had to be thinking that's gonna be interesting. And indeed had to spend the rest of the time trying to keep Dark Elves off of them, and I think eventually Wannabe gets KO'd by turn 4 or something, and never gets up and does anything in that part of the match. But it was fun to see. And because of how the scrum is going, one of the Pro Elves is able to escape. Might have been Sideline Sammy, who's the move up piece, escape and get back to the lightning rod and do a 1-night blitz. Unfortunately, the skull reroll skull, and that piece gets KO'd. And so at that point, after that, the Dark Elves get 2 more KOs, and there's 5 Pro Elves left on the pitch, and this is turn 4. There's 5 Pro Elves. So again, I'm like, how does this happen? I'm picturing, a fumble and a snaked handoff and a snake pickup or something, but the Dark Elves keep churning. Eventually starts coming up the field until there's 3 Pro Elves left. The Blake the Bomber injured himself trying to get out and cause some havoc, and so the Dark Elves have 2 turns left to score. They get the ball to the Mongrel, who's the one of the rookie blitzers, to get the touchdown, and then on turn 8 goes for a foul on Tripwire Timmy, and snakes or double 4s into a 1 on the bribe, and that was the first half. Again, there was, I think, at that point 2 or I think there was just 2. There was Richard Long and Tripwire Timothy. out on the pitch, and that the ref wasn't having it, and that made the halftime 0-0. So in the start of the next half, there's 5 pro elves to 8 dark elves. So there's 1 ejected high elf or dark elf. There's a KO'd 1, and then there's 1 from sweltering heat, which kind of thinned their numbers. There's a riot at this kickoff, so that kind of goes in the pro elves' favor. They set up kind of aggressively to do a sideline cage, which I thought was, this is the thing. Dark elves swarm it and like get in the way pretty efficiently, as well as like almost all the way around it. But the pro elves, using nerves of steel, are able to hand off backwards, and then blitz backwards to get out of it. That blitz also caused the mongrel to initially strength bust, and then the reroll saved it from that and gave it niggling injury. So after, kind of, I think in revenge, there was a lightning bolt on that piece that's in the backfield now, and it's a 1. So just all sorts of things going wrong for Orpher in this one. The pro elves then complete the dark elves like kill Stubtoe and injure Tripwire Timothy, but it's not enough to stop the score. They just connect on a pass up the field, and pro elves score on turn 12. They get some KOs back for kind of the last part of this match. And so therefore it's 6 pro elves to 7 dark elves, with the injury to mongrel, and again there's still a KO out. There's somebody else out from the sweltering heat. We have kind of like an even match, and so it ends up being a little bit of desperation time. The dark elves get kind of try to get some more removals before moving up. They get 1, so it's 6-on-6, but end up having to kind of potato up the field. The pro elves chase it down and get the sack. The dark elves actually recover and get the ball back to the runner, to runners upfield with a lot of dark elves around it, but not a full cage. And so kind of counting on dump off to work. Dump off fails, and the pro elves recover to seal the win. So just none of the elf stuff working for him. Yeah, Orpher saying like, if that wizard had worked, revenge or no, and stunned that piece, he wouldn't have been able to score, and probably Orpher had enough pieces to go get the ball. So yeah, just a lot of very
tough match, sounds like.
Yeah, tough match. A lot of timely ones coming to hurt Orpher at times, and I think could have easily seen this going the other way, like a 2-1 even, if some of these rolls had happened differently. So yeah, condolences to them as the rough season, it seems like, past couple matches continues, and Super Base living that charmed pro elf life, taking this one. I thought they played it pretty well with being down pieces, but it did, just like those ones just overshadowed everything.
Yeah. I'm sure a disappointing loss for Orpher.
Yeah.
Seems like, very easily could have gone the other way with just like a little bit different.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so that brings us to one on the winnings, and that will do it. Wait, the loner took the MVP.
I guess I did that wrong.
Bad
week.
Bad week for the sheets. Well, it's quarantine cap. We'll just say that
the website has it as interest.
Okay.
REBBL.net has it as interest, and that's what I go by.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not wrong. I'm just saying.
Or I
That
was
is,
delusional, as I said.
I will check in the client.
Yeah, there we go. I'm just mashing my keyboard. Yeah, right. Confirm. Close down Blood Bowl. Pretend delete. Yeah, Indris would be a nice, nicer piece than a loner, I guess, to get that MVP. While you're looking that up, I think we'll move on to the next match because we don't have too much to talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
This I'm surprised you didn't have to use a second sheet or a second part of the sheet for this, but
Just made it work.
so many loners.
That's the advantage of so much of your missing team being that they're dead, not that.
That's true. It's not just that they're MNG. It's that they're gone. They're no longer with us.
It's definitely Indris that got that MVP.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so chin up, whatever. No. That match sounds awful. So
Yeah.
this one was fun. I got all the inducements. I didn't even have my stadium. Yeah, now you keep it. So yeah, I got to get Cheney and a Yeti that doesn't have wild animal and a bribe.
Mm-hmm.
Bribe did nothing. Literally, first foul. Rolled a 1 on it, and Journeyman was gone. Journeyman number 2 was gone.
Wow.
They put me on offense first, and it kind of was a hot mess. I don't remember if I managed to score in this half or if it was in the second half. Kind of became a blur. Oh yeah, it was this half because I pulled out a score just out of nowhere, and it was Cheney that did it. Was able to hand the ball off to him, and he ran like all the way across the pitch. I had a little triumvirate of players on this other side that the high elves were doing really well to like screen me off from, but managed to just get Cheney through, hand off the ball to Inheim Jambalaya the fourth, who scored. I scored pretty early, and had to like scramble to keep them from scoring, counter scoring that half, which was fun, and I got fairly lucky. I can't remember exactly what happened there. And then they scored in their drive, and I might have had a chance to like 2-1 it, but I don't think it was. It's really different. I mean, loner Norsemen are fine, but not having many more skills on top of that made it for a really difficult time, like navigating the pitch. Basically, it was just dialing up kind of the only option, or like one of two options, is like, as far as my line of play. So like, again, scoring when I could and just trying to get through it with causing as much havoc as possible, which didn't end up being all that much. So they got a couple nice levels. Jordy Nelson getting sidestep is nice, and then Eldron, they got the dodge on, and that I think even even some of the shots that I did have, like I ended up messing up a blitz at one point, like doing the dodge before setting blitz on my runner, and that kind of made it an easier score, but I think they had enough high elves around to do what they needed to do. So it was fun. I think I tried to do a one-turn attempt at one point, but didn't get the rolls I needed. So.
Yeah, not an easy team to do it with.
No, not at this stage. Yeah, it was like one reliable. I guess I had Inheim Jambalaya, but you need to have like a couple reliable frenzy pieces.
Yeah,
and
him getting the MVP is nice. So he's got Mighty Blow. Like obviously, my understanding is you're re-rolling at some point, but nice to have that for the end of the season. And
Snow, I do think it was yeah, three bribes that rolled one. So yeah, refs
Are you
were.
counting the one in the Yorabi match?
Oh no, I didn't even caught that one. So that's 4. So yeah, I guess we have that next, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's move to that. Yeah, this one went.
Yeah, it's
Like-
I mean, this was just an Yorabi match.
Yeah, it's back to old, like, well, you get your win at the door, but
Yeah.
we might take a few pieces from you.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Yeah, he didn't pay attention to his own ball until last action. Didn't make any particular point of going after the opposing ball carrier, right? He blitzed some other piece instead if he thought it was a better piece. As you see, every Hobgoblin was ejected.
Yeah.
And which I was partly just like the rep being incredibly on point and rejecting Robbie's bribe, as I said, but also like, hey, why stop fouling just because you're going to lose the pieces you have that are supposed to carry the ball? And yeah, so the result is, I mean, this is not good for his playoff chances.
No.
It's not impossible, but as we'll see, this is really bad.
Yeah.
As far as those go.
Crappy Clooney got the level. Touchdown
That's-
on level.
That's certainly nice. Yeah, that was good. He did get the ball to him. He did get a touchdown there. It's one of these where like you watch this, you're like, wouldn't it be nice to like need to see him like play a little more, like play like
Yeah.
to get to playoffs, right? But like
Right.
at the same time, the point of it is to see Orabi be Orabi. Like
Yeah.
we wouldn't care that some Chorf team was
Right.
might get that.
Go, buddy, go. You can do this. Yeah, no.
if it wasn't so like distinctive.
Well, that's the
So
thing.
yeah, it's just in Skaven you just can't do that against and not get really punished.
Right.
But you can break them as
God.
part of what you're doing. So yeah, it's just
there's one piece like left at the end of this road right here.
yes, he got everything off the field, I believe. By the end.
Okay.
Though obviously not everything was cast.
I mean, almost.
Almost everything. Well, so yeah,
John Colby's
gets-
like, get me out of here. I assume.
there was discussion late in the match because it was streamed.
Okay.
Of like, can Orabi's basically force the pitch clear where like no piece can be fielded, because when that happens, if you're supposed to field, like it just clocks a turn for each player and gives a touchdown to the person who can put pieces on the field.
Whoa.
So
Level
if you-
2 does that?
That is my understanding.
Wow.
And so if you can literally Kaz everything,
Yeah.
or get KOs that don't wake up, and just like 4 turns, there's like 4 turns left for each of you can go, or I guess it's 2 turns,
Okay.
but there's like
Yeah,
something
else
that
is-
happens.
Wow.
That where like if it's closer than this, like way
Yeah,
down,
yeah,
down
yeah.
3 going in second half,
Yeah.
but no, it didn't happen. But it was interesting.
It very nearly did, yeah. 25 armor breaks. And then 9 cast sustained. So what is left of this team at this point?
So the both the Storm Vermin will be around long term.
Yes.
Your Ben Colby, I'm curious to see does he keep him, because AG busted but 2 heads, so he still dodges as if he was AG4.
Mhm.
He's just more expensive. You might have to like live with that for a tiny bit as you get John Colby 2. Anything.
Yeah.
Michael Gray 3's dead. I would think. I mean, he
Yeah.
can still technically mark stuff at strength 1, but it feels
That
bad,
feels real bad, yeah.
and you want to replace him as soon as possible. And then yeah, you're gonna have a lot of journeymen because those deadline rats.
Yep.
So there's like good things left on the team, but
Yeah.
less.
Okay, yeah, Michael Gray's already gone. Yeah, I wonder what they think about their team. We still have 3 more matches to play, so we'll see. But yeah, you can build a sacker. And yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think as far as the Orabi playoff chances, I mean, I think we were building that narrative because that's fun. Oh, hey,
Yeah.
random actors. I guess clan match is over. I don't know.
I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, we were building that narrative because it's like, ooh, what different Orabi, and like, look at him go. But like, yeah, it's not gonna really change how he plays, and I wouldn't be surprised. He's like, I'll show you all playoff chances.
Mhm.
I want to hang in the 3s so I can beat up on rats.
Yeah, it's a good place for him to live, right? It's a little bit less like crazy competition than Div 2.
Yeah.
But teams that are more developed than Div 4, so there's more good things to kill.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I think as long as Polly Gray is around, you probably keep the Skaven team.
It's such a neat team, like with that piece. And there's still plenty of good stuff. The Storm Vermin are good. Like the Storm Vermin are really good and they're fine. Yeah. The Gutter Runners need work, but they're the pieces you score with, so you try to get them up again.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. So yeah, the iron price being paid, but seems like a fun one. 5 expulsions. Gosh.
Yeah.
Poly or not. All right, so that brings us to the end of the week, of week 10, and we will take a look at the leaderboards. And yeah, we can see I mean, the tie for Goblins.deck, if we're looking at the top here.
Yeah, we got a second and third place swap there.
Yeah. But it's still, I mean, with 3 weeks left, it's still, I think, that playoff spot is open to anybody.
It's open, and Tim still has the advantage that he's massively up in TD differential. And so if they end up at a tied spot, he's got that going for him.
Yep, that's true. Romanian Rebels still holding on to 4th place here,
but just losing ground to a pack of people moving up.
Yeah, if Robbie had gotten the win, would have been up there.
Yep.
Both Robbie, Rafa Nuffle, and I think and definitely Talk Show Terror are big in the conversation. I think we start drawing the line there. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if you did for your other
player predictions. Yeah, I did the top 7.
Okay. Squeaky Blinders.
There's like low single-digit percentages for 4th place for like the Skaven teams.
Okay. For the purple Skaven.
Yeah, it's like 3% is what the game's like.
Yeah.
That didn't make the sheet, but I mean it's not impossible. It's just it requires so much to happen.
Yeah.
Promotion to motion. Promotion tends to look a lot like the playoff cutoff line, or maybe like an extra team or two, depending on how busy things are.
Yeah.
Like how many rerolls there are. Demotion, they talk about like top 4, bottom 4. But again, it depends upon how many teams they need to fill Div 3, right? Though there they can pull people up from Div 4. And also, they're going to have to account for the fact that we have 2 teams that came in mid-season, right? Like Ace Trucking Co.'s like line, if you were to continue to extend it, would be not in the top, but it would be in the middle of the pack, right? So even if they end up being bottom 4, I expect they get to stick in Div 3. Elder Statesmen, we'll see how their last... we have still a little time with them. That's hard to say.
Yeah.
I expect, like if it's just like a bunch of losses, maybe they get demoted, or maybe I think it'd be a temptation to keep them at Div 3 if I were them. I'd say like really just like eat it.
I'll probably jot it down to do. I did something similar. I did a research project last season to look at kind of what the line is for Tier 4 promotions. But it had only been 1 season, so 1 season's worth of data. It ended up being roughly accurate as far as like amount of points they looked at to bring up. I think Tier 3 is probably harder to look at, but I will take a look at the past 2 seasons data and kind of churn through that and see if there's any like trends that could be pulled. But if I get some time during kidnaps or something, I'll take a look at that.
Sounds good.
But yeah, I think what everyone said here is probably about right. I mean, you'll probably have, and you have at least I'm re-rolling for sure, and I don't know if we'll see anybody else, but I think it could be interesting. Anything else to tackle here? Okay, like we did last week after we look through previews, we'll talk through playoff predictor and also take a look at the last couple weeks of schedules. and just how that is shaping up. Superbase saying like him and Tim are gonna play week 13. That'll be big.
Yeah, we'll go over that. We have a sheet that'll go over that at the end. Like,
yep.
What's the last 3 weeks of the season look like?
Yeah. And Snow, I wouldn't reroll. I think you got another shot. Your team definitely looks better. Let's move into previews. Oh, Tim, you know how that's gonna go. I think the only thing is that you won't get to kill 666. So
yeah,
you get to have fun trying to kill somebody else. It'll be fun. So yeah, next match is our two teams that came in mid-season to substitute for buys. Our hat tip off. We tip our hats to them, and good luck killing each other. Though I think one team went better luck at that than others.
Yeah, and I basically look at this and say, even though there's 170 going to Randall Clark, you probably pass on the Wizard, and you just do like Apo, Bloodweiser Babe, keep the team alive.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Their team looks good.
Team looks good. They'd like to start building a bench, rather than continuously like journeymen are okay, but you want to build some money, build a bench. But I think they might still win the match. It's possible. Yeah,
I mean, this is the second week in a row for Truck & Co. to go up against High Elves. And, in their stadium this time, so maybe things won't swing too far badly against them. But, I think the High Elves could win this one. I could see this, though, ending as a tie, maybe.
I could see this going bit anyway. I could see them taking so much damage that they lose. I think it's all up in the air.
Yeah. The damage is the big question mark, and if it starts early, that could be a problem for sure. Is that? Oh, right. It's like, how did Ace Truck & Co. get that many blocks already? But I forgot that Elder Statesman started even later. So
yeah, and Ace Truck & Co. takes a lot of blocks.
Yeah. I do think that that's close to what the rest of us have done. So
yeah.
All right. Right. I forgot this was coming up.
Yeah, this is a big one. Our division leader needs to run the gauntlet.
Yep. Oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, we just saw Robbie dunk. I mean, Robbie's been on a roll like past couple weeks. It's just, it's gonna be whether these are all badly hurts or KOs, I guess. But I think KOs just gives him another shot later on.
Yeah.
And he's got his bowls set up. Just needs. Does he do tackle on them next or piling on?
On the bulls, I think it's piling on, usually.
Okay, cool. Okay, Snow says piling on. I think this one's where like Superbase is gonna see like how far that luck has gotten him, and if it'll carry him through as far as armor breaks go. Because I mean, he's taken a lot, but the core of the team's like really held up pretty well. Oh my! They've taken roughly the same amount of blocks. Huh.
Yeah, just to more effect by Arabi. Because the thing is, Arabi is blocking. People try to run away from him, and he gets people off the field, right? And so his ability to throw a lot of blocks, where you see like tons of blocks, sometimes it's just like elf matches, right, where they're just like pushing each other back and forth.
Yeah,
it's just like stay-based stuff. That it can be sort of interesting that way.
Yep.
But it's going to be, is this a good match or a bad match in terms of damage?
I love that Arame gets the 100 inducement here.
Yeah, that's
like, I'll take this bribe. Thank you.
And that's going to be a bribe.
We'll see if the Hobgoblins go 4 for 4 and expulsions again.
Yeah, and interesting match where wannabe War Dancer, if he can be kept safe, if he can hurt those dirty players, that would be very big.
Yeah. Superbase asking if he gets 2 line elves.
To have a bench.
Okay.
Yeah, I would keep the cash, but yeah, it's not crazy to think you'd want to have a bench, but I think the cash is probably better.
Yeah, Orfer says didn't work for me. I think he churns through it just as quickly. I think he churns through a bench of 1 almost as quickly as no bench, and one of those being a loner. I would keep the cash as well, especially because of the position you're in. Because if you lose like a blitzer, if you lose a blitzer, you get to replace them. You want the cash to replace them right away. Yep. So.
Yeah, those block sidestep, they're great out the box.
Yeah, maybe. Could do that, but just laughing at these different rage quit names. I feel like he's running out of. Oh right, yeah. Some kind of. Anyway. Yeah, this will be one to watch. So please let us know when it gets scheduled. I think Robbie usually does weekends, so I don't know if I'll be able to catch that, but it'll be fun. Hopefully, snow. Where Robbie matches are, there also will be a snow cast.
So I would definitely watch this.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. All right, moving on to our third match of the week. This is Warpstone and Rock and Roll versus Squeaky Blinders, Random Maximus.
Nice for Hiroto Sukara that he gets to be the one to go up against Squeaky Blinders when they're missing those 2 pieces.
Yeah.
Anyone deserves the break. It's him.
Yeah.
He's still facing plenty of good incoming stuff, but it's a little more balanced in his favor. 10 inducements going his way.
Hey, just enough to get a bomber. So
and I think he actually has a journeyman goblin as well.
Oh.
But I mean the TV is right. It's just I didn't put the goblin on there.
Stuck at home, so it's cool. Oh wow, yeah. That doesn't mean you're without your computer, does it? That's phrased very ominously. I mean, everything is ominous right now. But, I mean, eventually, it's been, 10 weeks? So maybe now Warpstone and Rock and Roll can have a bounce back game. I guess they had one against me, but that was barely a match, I think.
I think what they need is just SPP on Janice Joplin.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all they really care about.
Yeah.
And not losing stuff.
Yeah, getting...
Don't Arthur Colby not do too much damage.
Yeah, just having one of the Stormvermin in there would be... Yeah, makes it a little more even. So, yeah, it'll be Goblins versus Loner Rats on the line. So, yeah, we'll see how the teams turn out. But I don't know. I don't know who's going to win this one.
Yeah.
We shall see. Wrong sheet there for a minute. Oh, hey-oh. Oh, I'm playing Necro this week.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is Legion needs to win this one, but I think that's doable. Even if the Hell's Kitchen is at some approximation of full strength.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. You have 130k. Are you going to buy the Ulf?
I'm not sure. Maybe. I mean, I guess I did get. I was like having a bunch of projects on the team, I'm probably going to reroll. But movement 6, strength 4 piece. Or I could just, embrace the ice belt.
True.
That could be interesting. I was thinking of Cheney, but yeah, ice belt's really fun.
I would ice pelt. I like ice pelt for this.
Yeah, just throw 30k at this. Yeah. I think. Yeah, at this point, it's just about entertainment, and a Ulf without block is less fun than a Strike 6 Yeti without block.
yeah.
So, what else am I going to do with all this money? I mean, Cheney's fun for, like, winning-ish, but I've got more pieces now than I did last week, so I shouldn't have to rely on that movement 8 piece with catch. And wrestle. I think they can win this pretty good, but I'll try to mix things up. And be Fallon and some journeyman. So. Well, Fallon against regen is just not that fun, but we'll see. This is a good one.
Yes, another shot for a turnaround.
Yep.
And Tim to, stake his claim on third place, or maybe someone above him stumbles.
The Dark Elf's getting 100k here. I don't know what you do.
If Orver's thinking that what's really going on here is prep for next season, then you get the apothecary, so that the 2 killer storm vermin don't obliterate your team.
Yeah. I think that's possible. I guess it is all about what you're prioritizing next season or this, and it does sound like they are wanting to see how their team looks to decide whether they keep them or not, almost. Neither. I don't know what that means.
Get the bribe and foul.
Maybe the bribe or something.
That's another one I'm curious to see how it goes.
Yep. Let us know. If it's a weeknight, might be able to stream it. Thursday night is now open. I had plans, which is part of why I wanted to do this quicker, but as with everything, that is canceled.
Oh, right.
Originally, and then everyone played their matches, so it was like, okay, we should definitely do that.
Just might as well get it over with here.
I'm still liking this Goblin Set deck theme, coming up with the wildest lineman names. Spiderwig Boggart.
That guy's new.
Yeah. Skirk Fire Marshal. So good. Cool. Yeah, that'd be great. Snow. This will be a big match for Tim Nielsen's chances, and for Orfer's, I don't know, dedication to this team, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, Sensation Gorger. Oh, God. Yeah. Good Lord. All right. Moving on to our penultimate match of the week. Integrity Farmers versus Wrath and Nuffle. This is another big one.
Yeah.
Probably biggest for Cullen. But True Blue wants to make it to playoffs, so can't really afford to stumble there.
Is just 1 point ahead when it comes to like being in second place, and it's and both he and Tim have winnable games, but games that are by no means locked in.
Oh, for the rest of the way, or
I mean, just like this match, particularly this week.
Yeah,
they're kind of fighting it out.
Gotcha. Yeah. I think we definitely. I mean, we saw last week Tegrity Farmer's stunt on. I mean, it's Chaos Dwarves, so a little slower, but
yeah. No, I think True Blue has like a real shot at like continuing his very nice streak.
Yeah.
But have to be careful about incoming damage.
Yeah.
Presumably happy that there's not a ton of tackle. I guess, but 2's not the worst.
Yeah.
And he was able to handle like Chorus with more tackle. So.
Yeah, this goes back to that question of what to get that Beastman. And if you really want to like gun for a spot this season, then maybe get tackle for this match and for the future too. But the being in the Wizard Stadium's pretty nice for the High Elves. They're getting 120k on top of that.
Yeah, so they can just have that Wizard. It's the incoming Wizard's less bad for them, and they can use that, I would assume. I mean, again, I keep talking about the apothecaries, but that's because we have a lot of agility teams. So
yeah, I think
it would make sense.
I think it would make sense too. You can be aggressive with that first Apo and keep, like if something random happens to Zoom, you can keep them in the match and save somebody else too.
Yeah, there's like 2-3 pieces where even if it badly hurt, you'd bring them back.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, I think that's pretty nice going for them. And and just with like 2 journeymen, I don't know, this team's still in a good spot. You can just throw those journeymen on the line and be done with it. So let us know when this gets scheduled as well. It's funny, we keep saying this like just like every week, but usually that's when the scheduling sheet's been out for a couple days and people are like, oh yeah, it's starting 2 hours ago, didn't you see?
Yeah.
This is like, what? Oh god, we gotta schedule this.
Yeah.
So this is fun. This is a new dimension of this whole thing. So that brings us to our last match of the week. Scurry Squad versus Dead and Scoring It. Stanton DeClassimo coming in, and we don't know what that level is. I assume like wrestle or no block.
No. I mean, it's what you want is like 2 heads or something.
Oh, right. To make it easier to one turn. Yeah.
You sometimes see leap. Though that's a lot of the time that's more on like once they get if they get like say an agility up or something, it can be really nice.
Yeah.
You can just do block for survivability.
I like the 2 heads choice.
Well, 2 heads you need a double.
Oh, I forget that was Skaven.
It was a double apparently though, so yeah. Tim Nielsen saying it was a double.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Is he playing his match right now? Rolled it early. Wow. Well, I mean, now we're just gonna wait until somebody tells us what the surprise is.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Cullen. Keeping cooler heads will prevail, I guess. We'll see. 420.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah, I assume it's mostly survivability stuff, but maybe a wizard.
Yeah, wizard. I don't think you can do Glart. Thank you, Tim. I don't think you can do Glart. I think you do wizard and extra Apo and.
Yeah, you can do Glart, but it's just like you're gonna be so tied down already.
Yeah.
Oh, this is another one where I should have been journeyman on the sheet. Sorry about that.
Oh, huh. Yeah.
Terrible.
Quarantine cap. Put us back in. Yeah, and Dead and Scoring It looking pretty nice. Though I think Oswald the hero needs to get another level. I mean, this is like the game well, I don't know, I guess any of them could be. But you got the ghouls in a decent place. Like, try to get them that next one. Maybe. Are you checking your numbers? Make
Nope.
sure. Oh, okay. But yeah, I do think both of these teams are. Well, I don't know. I don't know about Scurry Squad. If what they're thinking, if they want to stick around. I guess with the one turner, you probably stick it out. Zip Zop's a good piece once it comes back. I don't know. You probably keep this team, yeah. With 4 wins.
Oh, okay, so that level has been applied. It is 2 heads, and their TV's actually 1300.
Okay.
So it'll be 390 instead of 420.
Damn. Way to harshen our mellow there. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. We'll talk about, like, in the next couple weeks how teams are doing. But, yeah, hopefully you can get 5th meet that first level and get it rolling.
Yep.
Cool. So that brings us on to our playoff predictor sheet, which is
Yeah.
a little smaller than last week.
Yeah, down to 7.
Keep doing that. There we go. Down to 7.
Yeah, so Broken Bow Battalion edging up its lock on being in playoffs. It's not actually. I'm only, I'm rounding, so it's like 99.6% or something for being. Interesting. I'm noticing that these. 100% for like. For being in any of them. It's only 95% for being in the main playoffs, which is still pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the fight there is more for second place, and that's, as you can see, tight. Integrity Farmers, pulling ahead by a point, means that they've got the edge there. And then after that it's we're starting to look at the fight for 4th place, which I think is a little bit closer than the sheet has it. I would probably put the Dark Elves down a bit. No offense to Orfer, I don't think he would disagree. And Talk Show Terror and Wrath of Knuckle up.
Yeah, and I think Arabi's right where he wants to be, more or less.
Yeah, but he the biggest change we saw was the decrease in his Rebel Rage Quits chances.
Yeah, and that TD differential doesn't help with that either, right?
No.
You can start looking at that, and that's a big that could be a factor if Arabi starts winning games again. But yeah, I do think that fight for second place is definitely pretty interesting, and then we'll see what happens if the Necro or the Chaos can overtake the Dark Elves. It seems like Orfer's praying to Nuffle for it.
Yep.
So, but doesn't, not just gonna roll over, so to speak. And so the next sheet we have is a new one that you put together.
Yep, last sheet of the week. Yeah, and this is just what week 11, 12, 13 is for every team. And we obviously talked about all the week 11 games, but the idea was just to get an idea of how our top teams, what do they have to go through on the way out. And I'd say things that jumped out at me on this. I feel like Goblins.deck and Remaining Rebels have really tough closes to their season.
Yeah.
For Remaining Rebels, two really good teams that are doing well, and then a bash team.
Yeah. Wow.
Awful way to close things out. But yeah, Goblins.deck. I mean, you're probably the easiest fighter of those three. No offense. And yeah, I mean, we can see that matchup between them and Broken Bow Battalion in week 13, which could be super interesting.
Yep.
Whereas Integrity Farmers, the Wrath of Nuffle could be, all of these will be interesting matches for them, but I think theirs is a little bit more manageable.
Yeah, I mean, right. I think mirror match at the end. Their team's just a little further along, so that probably favors them, and I think they can win against Wrath of Nuffle. They just might take some damage, but I don't know. Cullen's obviously fighting for, getting the Challengers Cup, so, but I guess the other 2 matches that he has are a little more favorable in that regard.
Yeah, I'd say his issue is that Talk Show Terror's last 2 matches are, I'd say at least are it's 8 versus 9, but it's 2 Purple Rat teams, and then it's you and there's you and the Underworld. I'd say that's sort of like comparable last 2 clone weeks in terms of like performance.
Yeah.
But then Talk Show Terror has obviously you this week instead of
yeah.
But I mean, this is it's interesting. We look at your line, say, and it's you get to play 3 people who are all really care about their wins. So you have the opportunity to shift things. Whereas this is Robbie's last week, I think, to have an impact on playoffs.
Yeah, does seem like that.
He needs to do his damage this week if he wants to have a say.
Yeah, leave his mark once again on the season. Yeah, it is interesting. It's like, what have I been doing this season? If all of a sudden I'm playing all the top teams. I mean, I guess I played all the elves first, but getting the 2 bash, well, basically like top bash, top hybrid, and then top Skaven teams in the last 3 weeks. It'll be interesting.
3 claw teams in a row. I guess the claw's not a big problem for you anymore. You only have 1 elf.
No. Yeah, it'll just be a problem if they get to my dear sweet ice belt.
I had not realized that Warpstone Rock and Roll hadn't played Rebel Rage Quit yet. So
I didn't realize that either.
Have fun, Hiroto. That's going to be a good one. And Practical Still point out he gets to play those 2 Purple Rat teams on the way out, with just a bit of bash in the middle.
Yeah. Ace Trucking Co. Yeah, I think they're in a good spot to like develop their team some more. Like we said, them joining late means that like this 11 spot is more like an 8 or 7.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, probably. Cool. Yeah, so we'll obviously we're very interested in what comes up next.
Scurry Squad is a very bad last 3. Undead are very good at hitting rats, and then Chaos and Shores. That's
I guess that will help decide, because we were just talking about them, weren't we? As far as like whether they keep their team. Maybe we'll hold off on deliberating that towards the end.
Yeah, fair enough.
Cool. Well, I think that about does it for us. Thanks everyone for hanging out. A little longer this week, I think, because we had so many people chiming in, which is a good thing. And exciting things to come for the next couple weeks as we all hunker down and probably pay attention to Blood Bowl a bit more. So thanks for hanging out. I don't know. I don't know if we want to do next Monday again or how we want to do that. We can maybe talk offline.
Yeah, I think we'll just sort of play it by ear. I'd be with stuff getting canceled due to the pandemic. It's going to be easier to do early in the week, I think. So we'll just play it by ear based on how people get it done. Do maybe Monday or Tuesday. Yeah.
This was fun. Having folks in chat and having certainty be our guide of no matches being played right now. And this will be fun to see how things end up for sure.
Yep.
So thanks again, and cool. Enjoy that. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you all next time. Stay safe.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get this. They won't double skull. rip me.
Oh! Oh well.
Robbie, I wonder what Robbie's gonna blitz.
Now the ball's
God damn.
Well,
Okay, I think we found our clip to the bench. Right, and Pete's with the ball in scoring range.
yeah, but if this ends up doing some big damage,
Oh my god.
Fuck off! Holy shit! Oh my god!
Oh my god.
oh my gosh.
That's so awful. What a nice piece. Wow.